Now, after Wolves beat Aston Villa the other day, I said, Reds, see you on Sunday because top three, we are coming. And that is exactly what's happened. Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1. But by no means, it definitely wasn't easy today. Let's get into the game. Now, Crystal Palace were the ones that played midweek, but at the start of the game, we were the ones that looked so sluggish. Crystal Palace were popping ball with Adam Wharton being the guy that was controlling the tempo of pretty much the whole first half up until the last 10 minutes. And starting off in the first 5 minutes, first 3, 4 minutes, we concede from a set piece. Lacroix with a very, very good header into the far corner. And Lenny Euro, you know I've sung your praises recently, but that was very, very poor. Too busy. And this happens so many times where a defender's too busy watching the man instead of the ball. And Lacroix was watching the ball whilst Euro was watching Lacroix, and you saw the result of it. By the time that the ball was coming in and Lacroix really positioned himself to get a good header on it, Euro's too busy tussling and literally his back is to the ball. There's no way he's going to be able to challenge properly to prevent a shot on goal. Diogo Dalot, so many misplaced passes, especially in the first half. You've really got to do better. I'm not the biggest Diogo Dalot fan. I do love him as a player in the squad and for camaraderie and all these type of things like I've spoken about before. But so many of those misplaced passes, they could have been punished. So really need to fix up on that. And definitely in the summer, I do want a new right back to challenge Dalot, to honestly to start ahead of Dalot, but to challenge him and for him to realize that, listen, those things, they can't be flying anymore, man. Now, in the last 10 minutes of the half, we definitely started playing better and starting acting like the home team. And it resulted in a Casemiro header that he definitely should have scored and made it 1-1. But we go into the half at 1-0 Crystal Palace. And coming out in the second half, that's the Manchester United I know. Back on the ball, back with so much pressure, wave after wave after wave. And what did it end up leading in? Into a penalty. A great ball from Bruno Fernandes in behind. Cunha gets the right side of Lacroix and just on the line of the penalty area, because it started from outside of the box, but it just got inside and Lacroix's pulling Cunha back. And Cunha did exaggerate it, but he wins the penalty. And gratefully so, because honestly, we were really, really struggling to get a clear-cut chance. It did feel like at that point that maybe we needed something like a penalty to get back into the game. And Lacroix sent off, rightfully so, a denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity. So that did help us massively. Bruno Fernandes, calm and collected, he slots the penalty away, sending Dean Henderson the wrong way. And that's exactly what we needed. And from then on, it was consistently Manchester United, wave after wave, attack after attack. And then behold, all the Manchester United pressure pays off. Bruno Fernandes with a beautiful ball into the box. And Benjamin Sesko yet again with an amazing finish. A great header this time into the far corner, getting ahead of his man. I think it was Chris Richards with a powerful header, of course, using the pace from the cross to make it 2-1 and put us into the lead. Now, we have to talk about Sesko because I was one of the people saying I don't think Sesko should start, and I do think we should still utilize his impact off the bench. And the truth is, I somewhat do stick to that notion. And the reason being is because of the red card, I feel like we had much more of a foothold in the game. But before this, Sesko was struggling quite a bit. Yes, he was getting half chances, but he wasn't really in the game the way he should have been, and everything was a bit loose. That being said, however, Sesko does put us in the lead, and I have to give him his credit because at the end of the day, he started the game and he scored. And not only did he score, it was the winning goal. So I must give Sesko his credit. He will feel like he's shown character today that starting him was the right choice, and I do not blame him. I'm always happy to be proven wrong. I'm just worried that, listen, if we didn't get that red card and we didn't have a man advantage on the pitch, would he have got the winner? Would Manchester United in general, because in that first half we did not play well, would we have got over the line the way we did today? But at the end of the day, ifs and buts and maybes. The facts are that we did, and that is the main thing. So shout out to Benjamin Sesko for persevering in this game, and where he didn't have the greatest impact across the whole time he was on the pitch, he made the impact where it counts. And what do you want from your striker? You want goals. So I'm happy with Sesko today, no doubt about it. And to be fair, listen, I'm still with the notion that I think Amad Diallo should be starting. And when he did come on for Sesko at 75 minutes, you saw why, because Amad Diallo is the only player in our team that can make nothing out of something, that can take his man on one and skin him and make chances for himself. I believe he's the only player with that profile in our squad that does it to the level that Amad Diallo does it. And you saw that Amad Diallo had a number of chances when he came on, and that's what he's been struggling with recently, just getting over the line in terms of GA. And I do need that from Amad, and I guess that's why Carrick did decide to let him sit down today in Sesko's place. But I still do believe Amad Diallo should be starting for Manchester United. The catch is that with Sesko scoring today on his first start under Michael Carrick, will he really be dropped next game? I don't think so. I think he will start the next game against Newcastle once more. But now we ask, should Ahmad be benched again? And I don't think so. I really think we need Ahmad as an outlet to create chances and to create something out of nothing, because you saw how we were struggling without him on the pitch today to do just that. And then we say, so who should be dropped? And truthfully speaking, again, I don't think Mbermo or Ahmad can play on the left wing. So I think Cunha retains his place. So I genuinely believe that if Sesko is to start the next game, I think Mbermo needs to be the one that needs to be dropped, because he's showing a bit of ineffectiveness in games. If he doesn't score or assist, he's showing that Salah gene in recent times where, yeah, of course, efficiency, output, but in actual fact, in the whole game, Mbermo is the one that's been playing the worst out of Mbermo, Ahmad, and Cunha. So Sesko starting next game, I'm not mad at it, especially with the goal scoring form that he is in, and especially that he scored the winner today. So we want to keep that momentum going. However, I do think Mbermo should be the one dropped to the bench and not Amad Diallo. What Sesko is doing for Manchester United has to be highly respected. Scoring the winner against Fulham, scoring the equaliser against West Ham, saving us from defeat, scoring the winner against Everton, and now again scoring the winner against Crystal Palace today. Benjamin Sesko, I'm so glad you are part of this squad. Put some respect on Michael Carrick's name, because he has got in 7 games 6 wins and a draw. He's completely revitalized this Manchester United team, and teams are now fearing Manchester United again. Teams don't want to come to Old Trafford now because of how Michael Carrick has the team galvanized, the squad galvanized. And you saw today as well some last minute substitutions. Heaven coming on the pitch. Mazraoui coming on for Luke Shaw, by the way, in the first half. And I do love Mazraoui. He seems like the player that will always give you a 7 out of 10. But not only Aiden Heaven, Joshua Xerxes as well coming on to play a part. And I feel like he's even got the players that aren't playing any minutes happy and literally just glad to be part of this squad, part of this unit. So shout out to Michael Carrick. But the real tests come up now. Newcastle, Villa and Bournemouth next. If Michael Carrick gets good results in these, wow, I will I won't have any more words of brilliance to describe the man that is Michael Carrick. But the man that I need to speak about today is Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes was back to his best today, especially in that second half and towards the end of the first half, because against West Ham and against Everton, Bruno Fernandes was an absolute ghost. However, today he was back to his creative best, making things happen, putting dangerous balls into the box, linking up play, bringing other players into play. Not only did he create the chance to win the penalty, but he coolly put it away. And then the assist for Sesko. Listen, without Bruno Fernandes on that pitch today, I doubt we even have a chance of winning this game. especially with someone like Amad Diallo not on the pitch. So shout out to Bruno Fernandes. I really hope that he can get back to his brilliant best. As we've seen pretty much all season, he's been the talisman for us. And listen, next we have Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Bournemouth. And then I believe leagues after that. Those next three games, especially Villa, which will be a must win to build a gap on them behind us, it's going to be so difficult, these three games, and Bruno Fernandes will have to be at his brilliant best for us to get over the line there. Really well played from the team in the second half. Casemiro, Kobe controlling the tempo, with Crystal Palace showing their fatigue, and you saw that they played midweek in that second half, especially with the 10 men, no doubt. But I do worry a little bit about the performances that we've been seeing. West Ham, Everton, and today at Palace, it was very lackluster. And I do think we need to raise the levels to be able to get W's, get wins against the likes of Newcastle, Villa, and Bournemouth. Bournemouth, who have been unbeaten in a while as well. But listen, it's a great Sunday. Manchester United, Reds. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. We are in third place, and it's not where we belong by any means and at all. But it is much better than what we've been seeing in recent times. And listen, this is only the beginning, guys. This is only the beginning. Carrick Ball continues. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.